Today, take a look at the VEVOR jackhammer. So this one actually came with a nice case, and it also came with some lube. So we got some replacement brushes. We got our instructions. Actually came with a mask, which is great, so you don't have to worry about breathing in that dust. We got some gloves. Got some eye protection. We got a bottle for filling the oil. We got a couple of Allen wrenches. We got a wrench. It says this is 14 AUG, and it looks like it'll plug into a standard household outlet. So, this is a nice thick boy. We got a really nice rubber handle here. The trigger actually has a lock right here. So if we want to, we can lock that down so we don't have to worry about holding that. We can spend all of our effort controlling this thing. Looks like we got some cushioning, so it'll make it a little more comfortable to run. We got a sight glass so we can check our oil level. Looks like that plate is held in with Phillips, but it looks like this wrench, yeah, that fits that. So we can pop that sight glass off and we can use that to fill it. Looks like our control handle does swivel on here. We can lock that down so we can make that ambidextrous left-handed or right-handed. We got a nice big chuck on here, and it looks like that is going to hold in place with a spring pin. So right now there is a bar that is engaged, and if we spin that guy around, then it disengages that so you can slide the new tool in. Speaking of that, it does come with two tools. We got a chisel tip and we got a pointed tip. It does come lightly coated with oil on the end. If you want to, you can put on grease, but that's going to be up to you. And we can see this cut out where it is going to engage. So let's go ahead and get some oil in it. And it looks like I put in too much, so it should be at about halfway through. I think this is going to be okay, but the good news is that they actually gave you enough to fill this guy up. So the one thing I could say that I really like about this is that I can pick the thing up even just with one hand. It is pretty heavy with one hand, but it is actually maneuverable. I have played around with larger jackhammers, but those things, they basically take two people to move around. If you got to pick that thing up and put it in the back of your truck, like that, it takes a lot of effort. This is actually handleable with one person, which is usually how I work anyway. So I got some concrete patio stones here. These are each 2 inches thick, and there are 6 of them, so that's a total of 12 inches. That's not going to be the same as a single 12-inch piece of concrete because that's going to be a lot stiffer. It's going to have a lot more material holding it together, but at least we'll be able to see how this thing operates on that. So I was a little curious how this was going to do with a 20 amp outlet, but you can see it ran no problem, and it just blew right through that brick. Quite frankly, I would have been surprised if it didn't, but at least we know that it does work as intended. So yeah, that is a very cool jackhammer.